welcome to Kristen Draws, where I Kristen Draw, and in this video I am including something that I really want to delete. I'm trying to get better at including things in these blogs and on the internet that I'm not super proud of, that I don't like, because I think it's just more honest, it's more realistic to the art making journey, right? In the pursuit of art making, you will make a lot of stuff that you hate, and to only show you like the stuff that I love is somewhat dishonest. So I painted these lemons, these little lemon slices, and I was loving it. I loved where it was headed, and then I just went in with this dark Posca marker, paint marker, and did these outlines, and just I ruined it. I mean, you know, all artists at some point or another, you have this experience where you're like really fond of a piece and then you add something and you're like, well, trash it, put it in the bin, as it were. So I think we're gonna redo it. I think we're gonna like try again with the lemons and the lemon slices because I like the idea as an image. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about like why we're painting this. So I'm drawing some stuff for a poem in which I talk about imagining and imagination and sense memory. That's kind of the overarching theme of the poem, and how smelling something can bring you back to a moment in time, but also how reading a book can really just conjure up this amazing imagery. And it's about that kind of sense of like, how do you want to say, like mysterious imagination. Like I believe that these things pull on like the mind's power to imagine, right? To imagine ourselves in that past moment when we, for example, smell a lemon. You cut a lemon open and you have this bright citrus smell. And for me, I'm transported back to these moments when I was fortunate enough to pick lemons off of a tree in Sicily, in Colombia. So, lemon limes. We'll include limes in here as well. So, that is what we're working on. It's going okay. It is crazy. It doesn't quite capture.
wasn't expecting anyway that.
Alright, let's read the next poem, the next bird poem, Shock and Surprise. It's birds, it's poetry. This is so nerdy. This is so nerdy. And there's like two of you here. And so it takes a bit. It takes a bit for me to get on here and do this because, right, like writing poems about the birds, it's a little, it's not cool. It's not cool in the kids' eyes, but we're here doing it because that is what I like and what I make, and I am trying to be truer to myself. So here goes. This is a poem in progress called Pygmy in a Tree. I hope you enjoy hearing it. Poking her head out of home, this owl is a pygmy. She lives in holes found on cactuses and trees called cavities. But make it she does not. The woodpecker created this knot, and the tree helps with the rot. Making space in this nest that she carefully selects, in climates both cold and hot, feather color depends on the spot. In the Pacific Northwest, where it's wettest, the pygmy is the reddest. In the Rocky Mountain region, a much drier place, gray is the color of the pygmy's face. After her owlets are born, the female's tail is scraggly and worn. Her feathers brush up against bark, in and out of the nest in daylight or dark. Day or night, the owlet's hunger ignites, high-pitched screeches, which beseeches their mother for more. For fuel to fly, they implore her to hunt and explore the terrain on which she'll find prey if she stays. Quiet enough, a tiny ball of fluff is what this pygmy owl seems, but when hunting, she has a secret scheme, and that is that she is not limited by her size. She can capture something bigger than herself lengthwise. Carrying prey heavier and bigger than herself, she still flies. The end. For now, I would like to develop this a little bit more, but that is what I have so far, and I hope that you have enjoyed hearing it. Yeah, like I said, nerdy, very nerdy, but the goal is to incorporate the stuff that I have learned in all of my reading about the natural world, because as of late I have just been like fully diving into all of these nature photography books that also the authors write about the subjects that they are capturing, and I've just been taking notes and learning and getting curious about the things that I am naturally curious about, and I find more often than not that is the birds. It's the birds, it's the owls, and so I've read a bit about them and I have studied them and drawn them, and this is my attempt to do something with those efforts. In my perfect world, I envision this as like an educational children's book that teaches kids, that falls into like the category of like the science kids books, right? And I do think this is, I have a little like personal beef, if you will, with the fact that like even when I was young, I always wanted to like the kids' books that were science-based, but they felt so unfriendly, they felt so uninviting, and it was just always like pictures, like straight up photography next to a bunch of words. It didn't feel fun. It felt very like, okay, this is science, this is serious, we're learning here. And so my goal really is to kind of bridge that gap, because I love the natural world. I love biology, ecology. I love these things. I don't feel that I was necessarily drawn into them in as deep of a way as I could have been had there been books for kids that made science, like, I don't know, more fun and more colorful and more artistic. And is this making any sense? Does this make any sense at all? I don't know. But I hope it makes some sense to you. So I'm trying to bridge that gap and think like, hey, how could I give kids what I didn't have and make a book that is scientific and teaches them something about the natural world, but is also vibrant and fun and expressive and painterly and poetic and sing-songy and rhymes. So we're trying to do all of that in one, in Pygmy in a Tree, words and pictures by yours truly, Kristen Lego. So thanks for watching, thanks for being here. I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. There is that other poem that we are working on as well, that you saw at the beginning of this video, me doing a bunch of like sketchbooking with the lemons and the portraits. That is still in progress. That is a different non-scientific poem that is much more like personal, autobiographical, if you want to call it that. It's just more like yeah, it just speaks to different things. So that is in progress. Hoping to bring you that next time. Fingers crossed.